Hello everybody, welcome to Home Cooking with Norman Van Aken. It's a pleasure to be with you today, as every day. Today we're going to do beef tataki with a ginger soy vinaigrette. So let's get the beef searing. Come on over here, camera lady. I've already had this beautiful strip steak salted on a rack overnight, turning it. It's more firm now because of the salt. And I'm going to add just a little bit more. And a little bit of pepper. And I have the cast iron pan heating up back here. And I hope that the ventilation system doesn't sound the alarm, because sometimes it will. And that would distress me. But the scallions, and then just get them going. They actually will provide a nice little scent to the oil in the pan, give the steak a little bit more of a head start toward flavors. Olive oil on the bottom and the top. Go ahead and get that going in there. All I'm doing is letting the steak sear. This is going to be really, really rare. I cut off all the fat, cut off all the parts that could be tough. Really, really rare, because it's kind of like a sashimi of beef, if you will. Hope you will. So we're gonna let that sear on all sides. I'm gonna come over here and put together this very simple vinaigrette. Get your cameras ready so you can take a photo of this recipe. So you have it. And now you have it. This is just the vinaigrette part of it. So the ingredients are out here in front of me. It's a ginger soy vinaigrette, so obviously we have ginger and a fair amount of it. The ingredients you just saw. And then we have garlic, minced up. And then this is orange juice that I took 2 cups of orange juice and reduced it down to 1 cup to really strengthen the flavor of the orange juice. And then I put some crushed red pepper in there to give it a little bit of heat spark. Okay. Then we're going to come in with our sesame oil. Usually I use a small amount of sesame oil in a vinaigrette, but not for this vinaigrette. We give it a good amount, a full cup, as you see. And a little bit of olive oil, extra virgin. And then we have here, we have soy sauce. Oh. That's a pretty full container. And here is a nice ingredient. It's roasted rice wine vinegar. And a little bit of salt and pepper. And we'll just let those hang out and get to know each other. Now, if I had cilantro, I would add cilantro to it, but I just didn't have it. And so I did go out to the herb garden. And because it's meat, I'm thinking I'll go ahead and put in some oregano. Yeah, I will. And now, come back over here, camera lady. And we're going to come over here. Get that pan going as hot as we can. Our scallions are looking nice though, so we'll go ahead and pull those out. We'll just let those rest here on the rack so that the oil can drop down. Beautiful cast iron pan. Sometimes people are a little bit wary. They hear stories about how hard it is to maintain a cast iron pan, but really it's not at all. You can wash them, by the way. Silly notion to think that you can't. But you want to be careful not to scratch the pan. And hang on to that, right? Little spot right there. I want the beef to be a little bit more seared than it is, so I'm going to add some butter. Now butter has it will burn more quickly than oil, but that caramelization that the butter brings in is really a nice thing, and butter is always delicious. Maybe another 10-15 seconds. But back to the cast iron pan thing. It's just, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to dump the fat out into a coffee can, get rid of it, not down the sink because that'll clog up your pipes. And And just get rid of the oil and then rinse it out and then take a scrub and just scrub it out and then just dry it well. And then when you're all done, you want to season it with some more neutral oil. Pans off, steak's on over here. Now normally what we would do is we would let the steak rest on a cutting board until it's nice and cool. And then, let's say this is for a party or at the restaurant, we would let this cool in the walk-in cooler or refrigerator. Well, I don't have all that time because we're here and we're doing this video in short order. So I got a bowl of ice and I got a Ziploc bag. I want to make sure that I don't let any water get into it. This is going to quickly bring down the temperature of the steak. Okay, steak's chilling. The ginger soy vinaigrette is made. All I need to do is get a spoon for that. And I have a plate ready to go. And I also steamed up some broccoli rabe. If you're not familiar with broccoli rabe, it is so easy to cook. I put this in a steamer over a pot of water, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you stack it up 2 times, like you will often in a Chinese steamer, you just want to maybe reverse them or interchange them so that they get the equal amount of steam because the steam's coming from the hot water below. So broccoli rabe just steamed and then chilled, and a little bit of salt, but I'll get salt also in here from the ginger soy dressing we just made. Go ahead and whisk it up. This is a straight vinaigrette. There's what's called an emulsified vinaigrette. A Caesar salad is an emulsified vinaigrette. So it's creamy, whereas this one's not. You want to make sure that you whisk it right before you're going to put it on anything. All right, we don't have nearly as much time as we would under normal circumstances. What's normal anymore? So I'm going to take it here and bring it to my cutting board. And I'm going to give it a slice. This was made for me by a guy in Florida. It really looks kind of brutal, but it's beautiful in a brutal way too. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut thin slices of the beef. This is New York strip that I've totally trimmed out. And we want them thin like this because it's a cold presentation. When it's cold, that means it's going to be, it could be chewier, or than a hot presentation like a regular steak, a grilled steak, a sauteed steak. And so, just like so, and we're gonna get enough here for 2 people easily. And this is a first course. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just take this and put it onto the plate. Like so. Make it look nice. And we'll get a spoon. Come back to our vinaigrette. And bring the plate over to there, closer to you too. And just give it a nice swirl and come over the meat. It's gonna run off onto the plate. We know that. It's an intense vinaigrette, so we don't wanna swamp it just like this. And then I'm gonna take some scallions, the beautiful contrast of colors, the sweetness of the scallion. And then I'm gonna take some of the broccoli rabe, which goes great with the ginger soy, and just place that onto the plate like this. And there we have it. We have a beef tataki with a ginger soy vinaigrette. Very simple dish, simple recipe, delicious, and good for the final days of summer. I hope you enjoy it. Come to the restaurant, ask for me. I'd love to come out and say hello. Take care.